Hello, everybody. Welcome to Queen Cancer Tarot channel and welcome back, my loves. My name is Catherine. For everybody who is new to the channel, please make yourself welcome. This is a Cancerian only channel. I also do readings for all 12 signs on my other channel, She Reads Tarot. The link is below. And I do conspiracy theory and true crime tarot reading on my third channel, Tarot Talk Live. So you can check out my other channels below. But please make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And also, due to the notification system switching up on YouTube, I really need you guys to hit that like button. And I also need you to turn your notification bells on and make sure you click all. Okay, please do me that favor because a lot of my videos do not even go out. And I know y'all don't have time to be going into playlists and all of that, but you can go to my videos page and see all of the videos that I'm posting on a regular. Please go and check them out. My readings are all timeless. Okay, I set my intentions on past, current, and future energy. So when I do my readings, if you're listening to that reading at that moment, it can pertain to a situation that you've dealt with in the past, a current situation, or one in the future. So please go visit the vast island and playlist of videos that is out there. But also hit that all button on your notifications because that makes sure that you get the most recent videos when they're posting. And if you guys can pop in when you see those notifications going out and just hit the like button, let me know that you're there. That helps bring new viewers in, right? And you guys can always save my videos. You can pause them, you can watch them all the way through, or you can watch them at a different time. So just as long as you get them in, that's what matters to me the most, okay? And I am trying to grow. So all of these things really do affect me. So enough of that housekeeping. But welcome to the channel, everybody. Again, my name is Catherine, and I am here to do your love reading for Cancer. So we're going to get right into the message, okay? Right into the message, but I did need to get that information out because I do need you guys to be hitting that like button, and I want all new subscribers to please subscribe to the channel. I do a giveaway every single month on this channel, and also every other week I do a giveaway as well. Hashtag win or put a yellow heart in the comment section, and that will enter you in the drawing for a free reading. And then everything I give away on the monthly giveaway, all you need to do is be subscribed, and everything that I give away is in the description box below. Okay, so if you are a winner and you get called, I will post the winners on my community page, and you guys will also be able to go back and view the readings or the videos where I do the announcements. Okay. And email me whenever you need to claim your prizes. If you want to book a reading with me, I am accepting personal readings. You do have to go to the website, however, in order to book with me, okay? The link to my website is below, and I am running a sale through May 10th, you guys. It is 30% off of everything $15 and up, okay? All right. Please also join the channel membership. Everything is described in all three of the tiers. I've got a $2.99 tier, $4.99, and $9.99. All right. So starting with your energy, Cancer, and I just channeled some energy for you guys prior to the reading. So what I want you guys to understand, okay, because I feel like there is someone who's dealing with people, okay? Not just one, but I feel like multiple people are in this energy right now with you, Cancers. But I feel like there is some reason why you feel responsible for the way other people rationalize their emotions. You know what I'm saying? Or how others manage their emotional reactions to things, Say, for instance, you decide that, you are no longer going to allow smoking in your car. Okay. Say, you have friends that smoke cigarettes, and the like, and you just have decided that you don't want that in your atmosphere, and you definitely don't like the way your car smells, after riding with them and all sorts of things. So just rather than have any issues, you are just obtaining a no smoking policy. So you announce it to your friend. Some of your friends are cool with it, but then you've got a select couple few that want to have an issue with it, and they have an attitude, and then you may have a particular person that may go an extra mile, and they'll be bitter about it. And then they'll say, well, you can't do this anymore, since I can't do that, in your vehicle, then you can't do this anymore. Just like it's like an adverse reaction to something to a boundary basically that you set for yourself. It's like your boundaries are triggering others, right? And it's not for any reason that you have done something to them to affect them in any way. It's not even about them, right? It's completely about you, what a decision that you've made, something that you decided you want to do different in your life, and you have a right to control that. But you have others who feel as though losing that control or not being able to do what they want to do in a space that is considered your space, you should be able to do what you want to do with it. They've made it about them, right? And they've obtained some sort of an emotional reaction to that. Well, I feel like you need to learn how, and not just you, I feel like many of you, and I'm taking this personally as well, but I feel like there is an overwhelming need to differentiate responsibility. Like, literally, like, this is your responsibility as a free breathing, God-fearing human being, and this is my responsibility. And nowhere on earth should those two responsibilities ever collide, right? The thing of it with you, and I feel like this is kind of happening because a lot of us have now come into this phase where, where we have been enlightened, I'm going to say, our fifth chakra. We have been enlightened to a place where we are speaking, and I mean the third chakra. We are speaking what we need to say. We're speaking it clearly, right? We're communicating clearly the things that we need to say to others. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like we are in that phase now where we are doing the communicating, and the more clearly we communicate, the more we're going to be triggering some others that have been able to control us because of our lack of being clear. Do you understand? We have been very apathetic and tolerant, overly tolerant of others. Do you understand? Infringing upon our spaces, Cancer. And now we are in this protective phase that I like to call the boundary phase, okay, where we have begun to put up certain boundaries and protecting ourselves. Like that shell feature of ours is coming out, okay? That shell of ours is actually starting to come out. And because of that, we are going to be making some waves. We're going to be pissing some people off. And that is a clear problem, first of all. The fact that people feel triggered by any boundary or anything that you're doing to, affect your state in a better manner, I think that you need to look at them. It should be a reflection of their own internal state. You see what I mean? Like, they must lack maturity in some way. Okay. that somehow they're making your boundaries something wrong, right? Like now you're doing something wrong. You're victimizing them. This is clear narcissistic behavior or energy. Okay. So, yeah, let's look into this. Let's start off looking at your energy here. So, we have home here. New home, new apartment, new living arrangement, new furniture, home improvement, and we have stability, right? So both of these cards represent stability. Both of these cards represent an energy of being secure with yourself or being in a place where you're looking to be stable. Okay, especially when it comes to your home life, your family, your relationships, those that are closest to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's an energy of, I feel like in the recent past, okay, where you have really, really stabilized yourself. This could be emotionally, this could be financially, there could be physical improvements that you're making. This talks about home improvement, but you could be making improvements with your health. You know what I'm saying? And making decisions to do things differently. And I feel like because of that, it's requiring you to create specific boundaries, right? Things, when you have new things, you have new rules. You know what I mean? When you have new things, things just go different. You know what I mean? It's just like when you bring that new car home, like somebody getting ready to get in the car with like a bag of like blueberries. Do you think that that's really going to go down? No, it's going to be like a no food allowed in this vehicle policy. Okay, because you have transitioned and you want to be in that mode of new. That's the whole point, right? You want to keep it that way. All right, so let's see, what else do we have here for you? We're starting with the oracle messages, by the way. So look at this. Well-being in the reverse, and we have friends. Do you see now? That's exactly the energy that I'm channeling. I feel like there's a situation where you've got friends that may not necessarily be doing as well as you, perhaps, and they don't necessarily have or share the same, you know, moral objectives or whatever it is that you are having in this moment, whether it be with your health, your personal, your finances, how you live, how you carry yourself, the things that you do, the places that you go. Some of these things may change at some moment in your life, and you may feel that, this is old, I'm beyond this, I'm no longer in this era, I'm moving on. Well, you may have friends, okay, that don't necessarily, they're not ready to transition like you. They're not in their phase of enlightenment or ascension, or they don't consider it ascension. They feel like they're doing just fine in the state that they are in. Do you understand? Whether it's unhealthy or whatever the case, it's their business, right? And it is. This is my whole point. It is their business. It is their right. It's their functionality. But rather than you just accepting and allowing it because it's their decision, you have created boundaries. And therefore, it means that there is some sort of a separation or a line, right? That can't be crossed. Like, I'm not going into this phase, so I'm not going to be breathing it. So therefore, if we're going to be in my vehicle and I'm choosing to ride along, then we're not going to smell the cigarette smoke, right? I'm just using this as an example. It could be anything else, or any other situation, you know. And this person has a right to say, no, I want to stay and smoke and do this. Okay, well, drive your own vehicle, right? And that will be the boundary, and that will be the division. And sometimes it causes a separation that affects the relationship to a point of no return, where it's like, oh my gosh, it's so bad, we're no longer ever going to ride in the car together anymore. So like, gosh, that's going to really change things a little bit between us, but maybe not too much, right? But it could be a huge thing, right? where it's like somebody's making the decision that they're just not doing this anymore and they don't want to be around people that do it. So it could be something a little more heavy duty than just cigarettes. It could be something else. And you're like, hey, I don't want to have that around or be around that energy. And this person is like taking it personally and they're triggered by your boundary. Do you see what I mean? And unfortunately, with well-being in the reverse, that person is just not loving on themselves very much right now. And they're not meaning to. And so you know what that means. You know what I mean? If they don't love themselves, they can't really love on you too much. So that does kind of create a bit of a split here. That does. And then there's just an energy of friends not being happy, in general, just miserable. And therefore, anything that you do that they don't want you to do, they're going to be miserable about it. So we've got clarity here. In the reverse here, it just twisted over into the reverse. And then we have chemistry in the reverse. So for me, this is an energy of being confused as to why the situation is tapering off or why this person is now, going cold on you. You know what I mean? Like there's an energy of not understanding. Like, I really just don't get it. Like, are you seriously mad because I am, deciding to do this for myself? Like, this is so weird. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a situation like that where to you, it's going to be, it should be like you feel like this person should be congratulating you or even, dude, like, how did you do it? Or look, you know what I mean? Or, hey, I'm proud of you. Good for you. You know what I mean? Anything, but definitely not get angry at you. Like, you don't expect that. Okay. And when that happens, when people react negatively to something that you're doing that you consider to be positive, hey, that's when you have to kind of look at things closely, right? It could be for several reasons. It could be the fact that this person no longer has the advantage of just smoking in your car when they ride with you. You know what I mean? It could be as simple as that. I mean, it could be this person may feel that you think they're nasty now. You know what I mean? Or, maybe she thinks he thinks he's better than we are, because we smoke nasty cigarettes and they don't. You know what I mean? I'm using that as an excuse, but people can take it personally. You know what I mean? Or make it feel like you're pushing them away, even if it's only about your own personal needs and benefits, bro. It's not about anything but my health and just a decision that I've made. Dude, why are you making it about you? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. Now, it could also go as far as this person just being just a pure narcissist. Like they just are angry because you're telling them no, they have no control, and they don't accept that. Even if it is your car, even if it is your lungs, even if it is your health and your life, right? And then they could be triggered. They could have a situation where someone did do that to them and, said they were nasty or something, and they're somehow taking their regressions of whatever they experienced in the past and putting that off on you somehow. Either way it goes. Either way it goes, Cancer, you are going to have to limit you're going to have to shift the dynamic. You know what I mean? You're going to have to shift the dynamic. And it's not your responsibility for managing how this person is reacting to you. All right. Under the deck, we have marriage here, soul tie. And look, we got new career and we have organize. Okay. So I feel to be honest, promotion to a new position, yes, upgrading, organize, yeah, rearranging, cleaning your space, organizing. You are just, all you are doing is becoming a better person, or you are just trying to organize things within your own life and your own situation. You're looking to upgrade, you're looking to move on to something new, right? And it literally says upgrade. You are upgrading your life. You are organizing your situation. With marriage and soul tie, you know, there's an energy of, this is obviously someone who is close to you. You could be married to this person. So there could be something that you are making a decision about that you're not going to do. And it could be a little bit more of a different kind of boundary when you're in a situation where you're bound to this person. Now, when it comes to marriage, that's kind of a different thing, because it really isn't. It honestly isn't, but it can also be a thing that really causes some real division. Because if you are no longer smoking and you are no longer allowing cigarette smokers to, you know, smoke in your home, in your vehicle, that's different when you're living with someone else who does. It could be a situation where, okay, I'm going to make a concession for shared spaces, or I can't make a concession when it comes to my life. So I'm going to have to make a decision that, you know, this is a boundary that I'm sorry, but this is my decision, my life. And if we have to go separate ways, that's going to be a hard one, y'all. I can't even really advise you on that. But all I can tell you is that if it comes down to a situation, and this is what the cards are saying, you know, new career and organize it is, you know what I mean? I feel like there's going to be a decision made that, you know, we're going to have to either rearrange things within our space so that there could be like an outside area that's, you know, enclosed from the inside interior area that you can go to. And then we'll just drive separate vehicles, or you just will concede to smoking when you're in my vehicle. And I won't ever ride in your vehicle unless I decide to, you know, concede to that boundary. And that's my decision, right? So it can be worked out if you care about someone. But if it comes down to the point where, like I said, you have loved ones that are triggered to a point of no return, it it, it it's healthier to say bon voyage in these situations. And so I'm not here to give you marriage advice. I'm never telling anyone to dissolve a marriage ever. So you'll never get that here. But what you will get is me saying to be true to yourself, be true to what you believe in, and hopefully you guys understand any of this before you do bind yourself to someone else in any way. And that can also be a lesson for some of you guys that are in, you know, relationships where you may not be married per se, but you're in relationships where you're living with someone else, or, you know, you're pretty much, yeah, involved with someone else in that ways, and that kind of finds you in a way. And so, yeah, be careful with that. That's why I feel like you really shouldn't be in relationships where you're sleeping with anybody else until you're married. I just believe that more and more. Sorry, folks that are out there doing what they do. Live your life, do what you do, but everybody has their own decisions. And I feel like if we just kind of like, if all of us just kind of follow the commandments, I feel like this would be a much better planet in place, and we could all still have fun and have a good time. I don't know. That's just me. So, but everybody live your life, la vida loca, and no judgment here. I just judge, you know, the fruit. Okay. I just judge by the fruit that is off the tree. And I'm telling you right now, that's weird that I'm even going there. So I went to a whole nother level, didn't I? So somebody could be making a decision that they don't want to engage in things until they're married. That could be a situation with marriage and soul tie here. New career and organized. So somebody may be making, and this is your energy, but some of you guys may be literally making a decision that you are going to be moving on. You're cleaning your space here, you're rearranging and you're upgrading. So I'm telling you right now, with chemistry in the reverse and clarity in the reverse, this also can reflect an energy of you telling someone that you don't want to be in a situation where you're not married and you're living with them, or you're doing things that you don't believe that you should be. And I also feel like with well-being in the reverse and friends, like this person is not happy with the fact that you just want to be friends now. Chemistry in the reverse and clarity in the reverse. This person does not understand why you no longer feel this passion, you no longer feel this chemistry, and they're taking it as rejection. Y'all, tell me I didn't just channel the hell out of this reading. Literally. I literally channeled this entire message. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at home instability here. Past energy for you. And we're looking at the tarot messages here. Home instability here. So we have, y'all, I thought it was the Four of Swords, but we have the it is the Four of Swords. I thought it was the Four of Wands. We have the Four of Swords here. We have the Four of Swords, and this can represent healing. This can represent an energy of you are recovering from something, or there's an energy of you being at peace. Okay, there was a situation that you may have gone through some sort of a loss or turmoil with those three swords that are on the wall. It's behind you. You see what I mean? Whatever that turmoil is, whatever that loss is, whatever this situation that you were dealing with, okay, whatever this trauma has been, okay, this could also represent the Three of Swords can represent some sort of a heart situation. You may have had issues with emotion, some sort of emotional trauma that you may have had with someone. You may have been in a relationship and someone may have, you may have gone through some sort of emotional hurt. Someone could have cheated. There's some sort of situation there. All right. And you're laying in the bed and you're laying on this sword. The sword does represent clarity. It's one sword that you're laying on, which represents the sword of truth, right? But the four swords together represents you healing. You're healing. You're getting over whatever this clarity is. There is some healing. You may even be recuperating from something, a medical procedure. And maybe, like I said, you made a decision because of this that you're not going to be doing certain things. You're drawing certain boundaries, right? Due to this healing, due to the recovery of whatever it is that you went through that hurt you in the past. Do you see what I'm saying? Whatever emotional trauma that you were caused in the past, you're healing from that and you want to remain that way. Oh, what's so crazy? We got the Five of Swords in the reverse. Y'all, this is all about, excuse me, peace after, not just peace, but this is like recovery. This literally represents recovery from a situation, being remorseful, getting over something, or this can also represent an energy of getting something back together after some sort of conflict. Okay, with the Five of Swords was in the upright, so there was some sort of conflict, some sort of stress maybe that you've been undergoing. You're healing. There's an energy of heart and stress. You could have been hypertensive and maybe you made a decision, hey, no more smoking, no more cigarette smoke. I don't know why I'm really, really heavily leaning on that, but that is coming through for me here. But this can also represent something a little bit more serious. You may be making the decision that, listen, I am, you know, no longer wanting to sleep around or anything like that. I want to be married with marriage and soul tie here, new career and organized. There's an energy of I want to be in a relationship that is solid, right? I no longer want to be in this unclear situation where I'm just kind of casually sleeping around, and there's no meaning behind that. I want more. Okay. I'm telling you, y'all, this is resonating for someone. Tell me about well-being in the reverse and friends. And so we have the moon and the 7 of Pentacles. So someone is secretly waiting for some reward, or there's an energy of being elusive or being hidden or sacrificing something for a later reward. Holding on. Do you see how those legs are closed? I'm just saying, do you see how those knees are together and those hands are, protecting that energy? And there's an energy of, I'm going to wait for it. This is you. And somebody is not happy about this. I'm telling you right now, you have the moon and the 7 of Pentacles. This is all about sacrificing, waiting, holding out, and not doing something until later, or someone who's waiting on some sort of a reward, or they're looking for a better outcome, or maybe they're looking for some sort of benefit, okay, or cause and effect. Okay, so they're making a decision to have boundaries because they want this to happen later. Do you see what I mean? So that very well could be that. Okay, very well could be that situation. So tell me about chemistry, clarity, and chemistry in the reverse. Clarity and chemistry in the reverse. Okay, well, those just clunked out. All right, yep, both of them in the reverse. So we have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Ooh, interesting. So the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is all about being very, I want to say in your feelings. Okay. This also can represent someone who is jealous. The Queen of Pentacles in the upright is very nurturing, right? But when it's in the reverse, this is someone who's very, 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 very in their feelings. Okay. The 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, this is someone who's being very controlling, and also that Queen of Pentacles in the reverse can represent someone who's very controlling or even smothering. Okay. I feel, like I said, chemistry in the reverse, clarity in the reverse. This person is confused. They don't understand why you don't want them anymore. And there's this energy of this person is just kind of all over, and they're controlling, but this also talks about strings being attached, right? Strings being attached. Now that the strings, there are no longer any strings, this person has an issue, or this person is feeling triggered because they no longer have a string that is attached. They no longer are able to control in that way. So you could be dealing with a situation where you're with someone, you want to have a committed, stable, long-term situation, right? This person wants to have the milk, the cow, and everything else that comes along with it, and they don't want any strings attached. Do you see what I'm saying? And this person is going to be confused when you change and switch the game up. Do you see what I mean? Under the deck here, we have the 5 of Wands. Look at this. And the 10 of Cups. See what I mean? There's going to be problems in paradise. Okay. There is trouble in paradise. That is exactly what this reflects here. Okay. This is all about aggression. This is competition. Now, this is interesting when you talk about competition and you talk about somebody who is basically got issues because you have boundaries, or they've become triggered because you have boundaries. That's this energy. That's this person is defensive. They're angry. They're reacting like you're attacking them, right? You're attacking them, but the only thing is they're just deflecting from their own discomfort. Do you see what I mean? That 5 of Wands and that 10 of Wands, which is all under it's under the deck, so it's something that you can't see happening behind the scenes. I feel like this person has had some sort of conflict in their upbringing. There's something going on behind the scenes that is triggering this person that you're not even aware of. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not even aware of it, but that's not your problem. See, we've got the devil here. We have the devil, see, and we have the wheel of fortune. See, there's an energy of things are changing. This is all about a shift here that is taking place. Okay. And now we have this obsessive devil energy. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn. You could be dealing with the fire sign here. You could be dealing with Pisces. Okay. But what I'm telling you right now, this person is obsessed. There's something with the fact that they no longer have access to whatever they were getting, whatever they were getting in abundance, whatever they were getting for free, whatever they were getting with no strings attached, whatever they were getting without having to ask for it, whatever it was that they were doing, that they just were able to just do and infringe upon you, right? With no questions asked. The minute that you push back, this person is going to get angry, right? They're going to get angry. They're going to test the limits. They're going to try to obsessively hang on and hold on, but they're not going to be able to hold on to control. So we're getting into an hour here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with your person's energy, because I really do want to take a look at, like, what is this person going through? You know what I mean? Like, what are you going through, person, that you're putting Cancer through all of this hoopla? So we are going to do that in part 2. I will look at your person's energy, and then we will also look at a couple of other different factors on this situation coming up in the next reading. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys hit that like button I asked. It really, 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 really will help the channel. I love you so much, though. Take care, and I will see you on the next one. And yeah, I'll see you guys on part 2, and we'll take a deeper look into this person's energy, and we'll look at a couple of other topics. We'll look at the any challenges that you may be facing with this person. We'll look for advice, anything that you need to know, that, you know, just advice for you moving forward and in the situation. And we're going to see how your person is going to respond, though, and what it is they're going through, because they're going through something. All right. I love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.